I'm really excited to say this because I haven't said it since I think I was in maybe 8th grade. The Lions are going to be really good next season. Hell yes. Feels good to say. Does it feel good to hear? I don't care. The Lions are going to be really good next season. There's something about them, and there's some really tangible things, and there's some really strong football things and draft things, but it's just this symbolic thing too. I hope they are. I'm openly rooting for the Detroit Lions next year. I think they ended last season as a top 5 team in the entire NFL. Not in the NFC. I mean the whole thing. I think they would have done some damage. They got into those NFC playoffs. I love the way they were playing. We're living in a time right now where it would be such a crazy thing for the Detroit Lions, who we've watched suffer in one way or another for decades, if they could just get in the thing and start knocking playoff teams off. If they could get to the title game. If the Lions could get to the Super Bowl. If the Lions could win the whole bleeping thing. It would be this incredible comeback story from someone who is laughed at or memed to, how do you like me now? Guys, Short Round just won an Academy Award. Data from Goonies was given an Oscar in front of the world. He won it. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't Funny or Die. It wasn't SNL. He won it. It's an amazing thing. Imagine this idea of the Detroit Lions putting all the pieces together and getting to the Super Bowl, and that Honolulu Blue Lion is in the Super Bowl. It's like as if one day Carrot Top could win an Oscar. And the Oscar goes to David Hasselhoff. And it'd be like the greatest thing of all time. And there'd be not a dry eye in the house. Like, what a story. Punchline for years, looked down upon for years, kicked around for years, joked about for years, did some good work. People know who you are. You're successful. It doesn't mean you're not, but you're a joke. Not anymore. That's what I want. I want the Detroit Lions to go all the way. And I'm completely into it. Said it again last year. Awesome at the end of last year. Started 1-6, same old Lions. What a joke. Fire Dan Campbell. Finished 8-2. And the grand finale of a season which they did not make the playoffs. And let's not lose track of that as we get into the offseason. The Lions find out as they're at Lambeau Field playing against the Packers that they will not be making the playoffs. They found out before the game. Could have easily laid it up. Could have easily just lied down. The Packers beat them. They get in the playoffs. No. They said, screw it. We're better. We don't give a damn if we're going to playoffs or not. We're going to beat the hell out of the Packers on their home field and send Rodgers walking off. And they did it. What a win. That was the coolest win. I love that win. And they're set up for a lot more. Detroit, this is not a joke. I'm dead serious. CJ Gardner-Johnson is on a 1-year prove-it deal. Playmaker, irritator, will completely get the climate and the culture of Detroit. I love it. David Montgomery, we talk about the Jamal Williams thing all you want. Jamal Williams is a good guy and a funny guy, and I've worked with him personally, and I like him a lot. He's gone. It sucks. He's part of the culture. Sure. David Montgomery is the dog. He's got that dog in him. He's him. I've watched him for the last few years behind terrible Bears offensive lines break the first tackle every single time. I get it that Jamal wears Pokemon hats and is really eccentric and stuff and broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record. More than half of his touchdowns were for 2 or 1 yard. Let's not pretend that he was running up down the field like LaDainian Tomlinson or something, all right? I love Jamal, but it's not like he's an irreplaceable player. There's all kinds of things. I mean, you know how they're set up in the draft, right? Some of you right now are like, is this guy still talking about the Lions? Yes, and so will everybody at the draft. Do you understand how they are set up at the 2023 NFL draft? Oh my God. They are set up with draft pick number 6, number 18, number 48, and number 55. 4 picks in the top 55, and who knows? Maybe they'll trade up and have fewer. Maybe they'll trade back and have more. There are players coming. There are talented players coming. 2 picks in the top 18. They retained coaches. They brought in all these guys who maybe gone somewhere else, and they're going to stay there, and they're going to run the staff. And Dan Campbell is not a joke, and we laughed at the kneecaps, and we laughed at how much coffee he drinks, the Metallica. I was leading the laughs. And as I say that now, I'm telling you, I am into it. I don't know how much stock is left after what they did last year. I'm buying it. I really am. The best player in maybe the history of the NFC North. And what do you got? Walter Payton, Ray Nitschke, Dick Butkus, Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Aaron Rodgers. He's gone. He's gone. Aaron Rodgers is leaving. He's not going to be there. The Bears, no idea what they're going to put out there. It's exciting, but it's raw as hell. Minnesota, they're really going to follow up that season of 1-score victories over and over with another giant win total season. No. Or does Detroit pick up and just keep stomping people out like they were at the end of the year? I like Detroit. Jared Goff, fine. Works. Played really well. Across the board. Hutchinson, the defense will get better. They're going to draft like crazy. It feels good to say this, just shooting from the hip right now in March, months and months from kickoff. The Detroit Lions are going to be really good. They're not a joke anymore. They're back. They're here. I don't know if they can be back because they were never really here. They're here, though. I love the Lions. I love saying it. I'm going to say this one more time. I love the Detroit Lions. Let's watch them in September. Maybe we'll play this clip back and I'll take